That's my top 5 teams.
I think this is your best yet.
Yeah.
Your
I
best
have a
of the
very
year.
minor quibble. I think that even though the Patriots look vulnerable and they're playing the AFCs and everything, they're 9-1. I'd have them 4 instead of 5, but it's a good list.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with this list. I like this list. I'm happy that the Ravens finally got to the top of this list because they're really impressive. You said he puts pressures. Lamar Jackson puts pressure on other defense. He takes so much pressure off of his defense because of the way that they are able to run the ball. And he is a really, really talented, smart pocket passer. His accuracy has improved a great deal. It's hard to argue against him, even as an MVP candidate.
Right now, he's number 1, but keep in mind, at age 21, Lamar Jackson was the most accurate passer in the history of the NFL. Now he's 22, and he's gotten better, as you would expect someone to get better. It's scary. I will say this, though. The 49ers have been struggling a little bit, but that defense has been ferocious all year. And until very recently, they were my number 1.
I have a question for you guys based off this list, since we kind of agree here. I'll start with you, Dom. Who do you trust more to go to the Super Bowl? The Ravens and how prolific they've been, or Old Faithful, Tom Brady and the Patriots? He talked about how frustrated Tom is with this offense right now.
Yeah, so the Ravens will have to go to Foxborough most likely because the Patriots aren't going to give up that home field advantage. And the Ravens have had a lot of success in Foxborough with a quarterback that's not nearly as good as the quarterback they have now. So I feel pretty confident about the Ravens having the ability to go in there. If New England continues to play poorly and they falter and they lose home field advantage, it's definitely the
one
Ravens.
thing I want to say with both of y'all here is this. I'm a Deshaun Watson fan. I think the brother is big time. And although I think that Lamar Jackson is a one-of-a-kind athlete in terms of his ability to run with the football, even though Deshaun Watson is not that, Deshaun Watson can move. I'm looking at a guy that's circling too much in the pocket as opposed to really making you pay with his feet as much as he does with his arm. And I ask this question to the both of you. With Lamar Jackson doing what he has done and seeing how effective he is, we know that, most quarterbacks can't do anything close to that. But Deshaun Watson is not one of those people. Is it time that he might need to stop focusing so much on being that dude that flings the ball in the pocket that he now reveals himself as a threat with his legs as well? I'll give the floor to y'all.
Yeah, I think he's definitely already shown that, but I think what you're asking for is them to design more plays from to run the ball in the same way that they do with Lamar Jackson. I don't think so, in part because of the injury concern, because he's certainly been more fragile, for lack of a better word, than Lamar Jackson.
But is it because he's in the pocket?
Yeah, that's a possibility. The torn ACL was a non-contact injury. But I think him being in the pocket, he takes more sacks in part because he holds on to the ball.
Real quick, I think that the one team we're overlooking is the Chiefs because they're 7-4 and they have the best player in football. I think if he's healthy, it's Mahomes. I don't think it's like a real debate. Right. And with Andy Reid, if Tyreek Hill is on the field and Travis Kelce's on the field, they got a couple of solid backs. If the defense ticks up just a little bit, they can make a run.
And the defense is much better than they were last year. If you assume that the offense, when they're healthy,
you think the Chiefs' defense is better than last year?
Oh, absolutely. I think by all statistical measures, they're better than they are last year. They've had some big mistakes and big moments.
I haven't heard many people say that, so that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. No, they are definitely better.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.